I started cooking when I was very young. My mother my mother cooks. My grandmothers cook. All of them cook.
Your mom's pound cake ain't hitting.
Dang!
What's going on, people? This is Shy Harris of the Rebel Society, and this is another edition of The Process. The Process is the ultimate entrepreneur and creative tool guide on how to make money, use social media, market yourself, all that good stuff in between. So today, me and Aries have a great interview that we did with Brittney Dennis of Kitchen Therapy. She talks about being herself, marketing herself, all that good stuff. So I guess we just go ahead and just get into it, right? I guess so. Here's what you're saying. I guess so. What's going on, people? This is Shy Harris of the Rebel Society, and this is another edition of The Process. The Process is the ultimate entrepreneur and creative tool guide on how to make money, market yourself, and do all that great stuff in between. So today we got a great episode with Brittney Dennis. Guess that Dennis is about to be gone.
Bye, Dennis. Hello, Collier. Yes, it's about to be gone, dog.
Yeah, it's about to be gone, but good. So, for people that don't know who you are or what do you do, let people know.
All right, so y'all, I own a company called Kitchen Therapy. It's basically where cooking transitions from task to therapy. I started Kitchen Therapy basically so that people could learn how to cook and so that it could be therapeutic. I do cooking classes, I do catering, we do private lessons, anything you could think of involving food, we definitely do it.
All right. And for the people that don't know, it's late here, so I'm kind of tired.
Yes.
So it's like 11 o'clock, and this might be all over the place, but we're going to make this quick, though.
Stuck life.
All right, so how did you get started cooking?
I started cooking when I was very young. My mother my mother cooks. My grandmothers cook. All of them cook.
Your mom's pound cake ain't hitting.
Dang! She had a mishap, John.
Whatever.
Her pound cake is hitting. It's my grandma Nina's pound cake. But as you can see, cooking is in my family.
Look at my face.
Oh, my bad. You fatty. Cooking is in my family. That's her business. But anything you have for me has been good. That's all that matters. But cooking is just in my family.
So you started at a young age.
Started cooking.
What was like the first meal that you remember actually making?
That I was real proud of?
Yeah.
Dang, let me think.
Mine was scrambled eggs.
Okay.
My cousin David actually put me on to how to make scrambled eggs. Throw a little cheese in there. I didn't realize I ain't like the cheese.
Dang. Okay, so I had little meals like that. But my favorite meal growing up when we was teenagers, come home from school, and my parents didn't buy us no pizza bites, no, pizza rolls and stuff. We had frozen raw chicken. We used to thaw it out real quick, and we had potatoes. So we would make fried chicken and homemade French fries. And then we would put some ham and cheese on top of them joints. Some ham and cheese fries. That was like one of my favorite meals.
How old were you then?
I mean, I was like,
11.
That was like middle school. Yeah, we used to come home.
That sounds like full ass meal.
It was a full meal, and from scratch, because we could, they didn't give us no orada fries. We had potatoes. Had to cut up the potatoes.
You couldn't just eat sandwiches and
nah,
fish
dog.
sticks?
We wanted food, like
no
fried chicken, little seasoned salt, garlic pepper.
Okay, so people know you from the book that you had, In Pursuit of Me.
Yep.
So. And people love that book. You had release parties that I helped, orchestrate and all that fly stuff.
Killed it. Yes, he did.
But so how did you, or what was the thought process behind, instead of trying to write another book, which you were trying to do at one time, to switching over to the cooking classes?
I just feel like I have a lot of gifts, and I'm not tooting my own horn or nothing like that. This is how God made me, and I've learned to embrace it unapologetically. So I have multiple things that I want to do. Cooking, I started cooking for people, and people are like, you need to charge for this stuff. Like, what are you doing? I'm a single parent, and it got to a point where I was broke. Still, I mean, good government job, middle to upper class type money that's coming in, but I feel like it's not enough.
Right.
As a single parent with children who have activities and stuff. So people were like, you need to start charging for your food, and I was like, And then I would do little play tutorials on social media, and people were like, "You need to teach a class." So I'm like, So I think
Sounds like a pretty good idea.
you get to a place where it's like broke, and you find yourself between a rock and a hard place. It's like, do I get a second job, or do I use what I got? And I distinctly heard God say, "Use what you got.
Use what you got to get
Use
what you
what
want."
you got to get what you want." And then the chefs that own
Shout out to
this
Ronnie
studio,
from the Players Club.
this is forever. My bad. Okay, so, but the chefs that own this studio, they were like, they always say, use what's in your hands. So whatever's in your hands, whatever gifts you got, use them to make some extra money, and that's literally all I have done.
Okay. All right. So, what is a misconception about you in the classes that you offer?
A misconception is that we have classes where we bash men all day.
People actually think that?
Yes, people think. One misconception is that my classes are only for women, which is not true. Another misconception is
most
that
of your classes are like all women, though.
Because that's what registers.
True.
Like, even when I did a singles class, it was only like 2 men. You know what I'm saying? It was like 2 men.
I think I saw the picture of that.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah. But my classes are not only for women, they're for everyone. And then the thought is that this is like a he-man, she-man, man haters club. It's not. We don't even, we eventually do, talk about men, but we don't bash them.
All right. So, man, you have actually had a lot of conversation about, marketing and how you market yourself and stuff like that. So, what do you feel like are some things that you've done to kind of help get your name out there, especially like using social media and stuff like that?
Honestly, I'm not tooting your horn, but you've taught me everything that I know. Just through.
But you're doing some things that I didn't teach you that you kind of learned and kind of finessing.
But that is true. Okay, so you gotta help me out. I feel like when I started my book, you kind of taught me how to market the book and how to do little quotes and things of that nature. So, like I said, I have multiple gifts. So I try to, if I'm cooking something that I think that it could benefit somebody. Sunday, I did a sandwich tutorial on how to do sandwiches. People are like, "Oh my God, you make that look so good."
What type of sandwich was it?
It was, so you take the Hawaiian bread.
It wasn't just bologna and cheese?
No.
Okay.
But you could do bologna and cheese.
True.
But everybody loves Hawaiian bread.
True.
Right?
True.
So I was thinking, I was like, this could be whatever lives for me will live for somebody else. If it helps me, it'll help somebody else. So I'm thinking about a single mom. She get home from church. She ain't trying to cook up nothing real quick. Take that big old thing of Hawaiian bread, cut it in half, put mayonnaise on one side, mustard on the other, cheese and bread. And the kids think you done made something like gourmet. With some chips, cookies and strawberries, make it look cute on the plate.
Cookies and strawberries?
Yes, them kids were happy. I'm trying to tell you. They were all happy. They were just eating. Mommy, make me my plate. Yes. So I feel like that's what I live by. That's, if it lives for me, it'll live for somebody else. So if you're thinking about posting something, you're like, nah, that ain't gonna help nobody. If it's helping you, it's gonna help somebody else. And you'll be surprised. You just have to kind of just do it.
Okay.
You just kind of do it.
So was there any like direct hacks or tips that you might have done to kind of get your name out there though? Like, for people that want to be in your position, that might be a better question.
Be yourself. And Shad knows, I, as a Christian and as a ratchet person, low key, people don't know that, but I'm learning how to just be myself. You have an internal battle. You worry about what people are going to say about you if you say something this way and all this other stuff. I have some stuff that I'm about to release soon where I can't worry about what people think.
True.
Like, I can't. It's some curse words in it, because when you're mad, you're mad. When you're sad, you're sad. So you don't, you're not calm when you're mad.
Right.
So even when I released my book, it was a struggle.
And there was a lot of
debauchery.
And tomfoolery.
Yes, tomfoolery, a lot of ratchetness, a lot of thoughtlessness.
Right.
So it was hard releasing that, but and it helped a lot of people because it meets you where you are.
Okay.
That's what it is. So be yourself. If you are worried about how
are there people that are not being themselves?
Yes. And I know, and I'm not naming any names, but there are a few people that I've met who have blogs and who have just little things that they do. And the person that I talk to on the phone is cool, funny. But then when you go to write something, it's all stuffy. And it's like a well-written story. No, talk to people when you If I'm gonna write something,
Yeah.
I just wrote something. Really, can I share it with you?
Yeah.
I didn't just write it, but it's the
It's a
moment.
poem?
Yeah, it's just a
Oh.
little short joint, but it's hard for me to release it because of the perception that people have of me.
Okay.
So, and it's gonna sound real man bashing, but it can help anybody.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, in the moments I wanted to say "fuck you,"
Why you gotta point at me for? Why you can't
I
point
got
at the camera?
Because oh yeah, that's good. My
God,
bad. My bad. Dang, dog.
This came out very aggressive.
But this is a poem that I wrote when I was upset and I was sad. I was down. In the moments that I wanted to say "fuck you," I said "forgive you," because you will not have me bitter for the rest of my life. And then that was that. But it's hard for me to just come out and say that because now it's like, oh my God, Brittney done cussed on camera. She talk about Jesus every day and this, that, and that. But in that moment, I wasn't like censored. Like anger, does anger have a censor to it? Like, do raw emotions have censors?
I think so.
You think raw emotions have censors?
I don't feel that way, but I feel other people feel that way.
But no, I mean.
And did any of these people like read your book?
I don't think they have. So.
Like, you're a completely different person than you were like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, completely different person. So get my book, In Pursuit of Me. It's on Amazon. But yeah.
These people must don't know you when you was an epitome of bad.
Yeah.
When you was
taking thirst trapping pictures. Sucking my stomach in and popping my booty out. Yes, they don't know.
Okay.
But, I mean, I'm still that person. I've just learned I've learned how to grow. Okay. I don't curse on a daily basis. I hardly ever curse. But when I'm upset and I'm mad, I curse. I'm human.
Correct.
So, and it takes a lot to get me mad. But when I'm raw emotions and I'm feeling it, and I'll write how I feel. Mm-hmm. Like, why do I have to be censored in my notebook?
True.
So that's just what other people and their gifts and whatever entrepreneurship type thing that you're trying to do. Be yourself. You'll learn as you grow. But when you first start out, be yourself. You are somebody's cup of tea.
Like, I like that.
You somebody's cup of tea.
All right, so so what do you love most about what you're doing now? Because you have a day job, mm-hmm. and I feel like your day job is probably very rewarding but draining for you as well.
It is.
But this seems like it's full, like, just 100% rewarding.
Yeah, it is.
So what do you love most about everything you have going on?
I love watching girlfriends and friends just cook and eat and drink. And I mean, it's a good time. I mean, it's a good time. Like you said, during my day job, I'm a child protective services investigator. It is hard. It is draining. When I leave work, I am tired. But when I step into the studio tonight, so I've been up since about 5 o'clock this morning. But you can see that my body may feel tired, but this wasn't work for me. This was me cooking dinner with some women, listening to their conversations and their gossip. It stays here. I don't release it to anybody. Watching them drink and enjoy food that I help them cook. And I get paid good money to do that. Like, all we did was cook, drink, and eat.
Something that you would have done anyway.
Yeah. Yeah,
you can't really beat that
at all. You can't.
All right.
And I get to drink and eat, too. So, I mean, it's like a party for all of us.
All right. Most people, when it comes to entrepreneurship, a lot of people really only talk about the highs as far as like them making money, them traveling the world, mm-hmm. them doing X, Y, Z, the cars and all the stuff they can buy. Mm-hmm. But what have been some of the lows that you've kind of experienced since starting out on kitchen therapy? I know you talked about it before when you said you was broke, but
yeah,
with just kitchen therapy, what has been some of the lows you kind of faced?
Not knowing my worth and not charging enough. So I know nothing about business. Before that, I know nothing about budgeting. Wow. So, it was trivial for me to make a grocery list of how much, and price that out, mm-hmm. price out my gifts and price out the alcohol and all that other stuff. And then for me to divide that by however many people, it was trivial for me to do that, to actually build the budget and figure out how much I wanted to charge. I was just throwing a number out there, right. Thinking about how much I would pay, And so when I first started, I was only charging a very low amount. Mm-hmm. And people are like, that's it? And so when somebody tells you that's it, you be like...
That's a sign.
Like,
That's how you need to
really?
increase in prices.
Like, you got to increase your price.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people struggle with realizing what they have, realizing their product, and knowing how much to charge. So that was my biggest thing. So
Did you have a struggle with like actually, like even though you might have known what your price is, like if somebody asked you, feel like kind of hesitant in actually saying it?
Oh yeah, I still do. I literally just had I have a catering job coming up for a pretty, I mean, I think it's a big client. I'm excited, but she's only asking for 3 things, and I don't even have to cook them, so I don't want to give too much.
Right.
But the cost is pretty high. I mean, it's almost $1,000. But I was like, oh, I don't want to tell her it's that much. I sent her how much it was. She was like, all right, cool. Not even a minute passed by, but it was so much trepidation between me sending that text message saying, naming my price. I was consulting my friends, like, oh my God, should I charge her this much? Like, I feel like that's too much. But they're like, you got to think about your overhead. You got to think about all your costs and all this stuff. And I sent her that message, and I'm telling you, literally, it was like, doom, doom. I was like, all that.
So what do you feel like that comes from? Because I go through that a little bit myself. Like, even though I know exactly how much something's going to cost, when it comes time to me saying, like, you know what, it's going to be X, Y, and Z, I feel away a little bit by saying something.
Yeah. I think you could be deep and be like, oh, you don't know how much you worth. But I think it just comes with, we think about how much we would pay for something. That's for me.
Yeah.
I think about how much I would pay for something, and then low key, I'm afraid for the person to say no. That's my issue. I think I'm still deep down a people pleaser. So I'm like, if I say the price is too high, and they're like, nah, that I'm good. I almost want to come back and say, well, how much can you afford? And I'm like, nah, I can't name my price. I can't change my price.
And then you out here charging $50 and 2
Right.
Heinekens.
And I didn't spent $200 trying to do this $50 and 2 Heineken job. Nah. It's like, you're in business for yourself. You have to realize, and I was thinking about this last night, there is only one you.
True.
Only one you. And I'm learning that people do business with us more so for who we are than what we do, like our product.
True.
So I'm like, I love people. People love me. I'm about to start charging. Like, what are we doing?
You about to start taxing.
I'm about to start taxing people, baby. But that's what I'm learning.
All right, cool. I think I got one last question before I go into this quick speed round. We kind of touched on this before in a previous question, but like, what is one tip that you would give somebody starting out of how you generate business that most people wouldn't know, if that makes sense?
I would say, starting out, don't second guess yourself. Do not second guess yourself. If you want to do, so for me, my type of classes that I do, I wonder if my stuff is like corny. I wonder if my stuff is like too quirky or whatever, but that's who I am. So don't second guess yourself. If you have an idea, you can run it by your good friends or whatever, and they might tweak it, but don't allow them to pull you completely away from your original vision. So just don't second guess yourself. Do it exactly how you saw it in your mind, and write these ideas down. I don't care how crazy they are.
Everything down.
Write everything down, because I'm telling you, it's gonna come to pass. It's just something about writing it down.
All right, cool. So we about to go into the speed round, which is gonna be
about that,
it's gonna be real quick.
Okay.
All right. First question: if the zombie apocalypse happened right now, what would be your weapon of choice?
Vegetable oil, only because it's right there, and it would be vegetable oil. And I would pour it all over the street and all over this floor, because I would just watch them slip and slide on the vegetable oil as I walked out the door and ran around the building to get my car. Then I would go to Popeyes.
Why would you go to Popeyes?
Because Popeyes is just life.
That sounded so good.
I'm sorry.
All right. What is the one thing you waste time on the most right now?
Social freaking media. Like, I need to do a whole social media fast. But I spend so much time just scrolling. For no reason. Scrolling and liking. Scrolling and liking. Like, it's ridiculous, man.
All right. When are you the happiest?
I am the happiest when I'm with my kids and any of my family. When I'm with Javon, and it's just...
Shout out Javon. Boy.
Hey, babe. when it's just us in our element. We don't even have to be doing anything, but just to be able to serve them and serve people, period. That's when I'm not happy.
Okay. All right. So next question is, most people describe like creating a business as like birthing a child. So, which part of running your business is the most orgasmic?
Being able, the part of like my specific business, being able, like watching people eat food, watching people eat and really like enjoy it and be tipsy already and talking about, just watching them really decompress and let their hair down and have a good time. Watching someone have an aha moment when they're cooking, like, yo, I didn't know I could do that. Like, this is so simple. Like, I really feel like I can do this at home. And then, I got like 3 moments. It's supposed to be speed questions. But my favorite thing in the whole wide world is when somebody tags me on social media and they say they cook for their family or they cook for their man, and then their man comment underneath like, yeah, she did that. And I'm like, yes. Like, in word, I'm saving marriages out here. Like, I'm getting women, these men are getting hooked on these women because it's food that they didn't learn how to cook in these classes.
Up here trapping them off meals.
Trapping them off meals. October class.
That's going to be the name?
No, that might be good though. Trapping meals. That's good.
See?
Hold on. Let me write that down. See there? You got to write it down. I'm ready, Shy. I'm sorry. You got to write it down. It was going to be Zaddy Find Me, but I like trapping meals. Yes.
Just don't make it no chicken Alfredo.
We ain't going to do that. No.
Any type of Alfredo is whole meals, by the way.
It is.
Yeah.
Dang. Really?
It is.
So
especially like first day.
Hold on. So meals that'll trap them.
Yeah.
That's dope. Don't try to take my name. Like, because I'm going to come find you.
All right.
Meals that'll trap them. I like that. Okay.
Last thing. If you weren't doing what you're doing now, what would you be doing?
I would probably be writing another book.
Do you plan on writing another book?
I do. So I think my issue is I have 50,000. Look at all these notes I have in my. I have like, look at this. Like,
yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, 1,059 notes. So I have all these ideas that are swimming around in my head for different books. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, can I just put them all in one? Like, can I do a cookbook, inspirational, tell my story type book? Like,
that's what you should do.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't doing this, then I would probably like just spend most of my time writing my book. But it is coming. It's going to be pretty awesome, pretty different. Okay. So I'm excited about it.
All right, cool. So where can people find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at kitchen.therapist. You can find me on Facebook at Kitchen Therapy. I'm like this. It's a picture that Shad took, and I'm all smiling like this with a little knife in my hand. You can find me you probably won't be able to find me by my name, but it's Brittney Dennis. I have a website that Shad created. It's www.bdennis.me. And you can find my book, In Pursuit of Me, which will help you with bouncing back from breakups, divorce, being a thought, doing things with your mouth.
A lot of
thought tales. Doing things with your mouth that you're not supposed to. Things like that. Find that book on Amazon. Just type in Pursuit of Me by B. Dennis.
All right, so that was a pretty good episode. Aries, don't do that. So yeah, that was a pretty good episode. Brittney Dennis, Brittney Collier, soon to be. Aries being difficult, but yeah, she gave out a lot of good information on how she got started, how she got into cooking, how to keep it real when trying to promote yourself. So make sure you go follow her. Make sure, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe to pretty much all the other interviews and different type of videos I have going on this channel. And just make sure you follow me for all my business dealings on therebelsociety.com. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching, and we are out.